Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make queen bee. I know we're finally doing the queen bee tutorial. So I know some of you guys have been waiting for this for a while. I'm sorry it took me so long to put it out. I'm going to be perfectly honest, it took me forever to figure out how to do like this part of her suit, which is like, I don't know, it's just a pattern on her suit. And then getting these lines correct took me a second too, so I was working on it, it just took me longer than I thought. So yeah, I have 3 queen bees because I was trying to get the pattern right and it took me a second. And yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out. If you've made some of my other miraculous Tsums on my channel, you've probably been waiting for this one. Like I said, I am so sorry it took so long. I just kept pushing this tutorial back because like holidays or whatever would come up and I'd be like, ugh, I should make something for the holidays. But it's finally time for me to make the queen bee tutorial. So, band-wise, I don't have the band count yet. I keep forgetting to do it before I start filming, so if you want to know the band count, you can check the description. I always leave the band count, the pattern, and everything down there. I'm also just gonna say that this is probably one of the harder designs on my channel. There's a lot of color placement. If you've made Tsums before, you kind of know how the basic Tsum pattern is. I did switch it up a little bit for her just because of how we do the pattern. It's not that big of a deal. It'll make sense when we get there. But there's a lot of color placement because, like I said, we have to place all these stripes. There's this on her stomach. There's just a lot going on with Queen Bee. So it would be helpful if you've already made a couple of my designs. If you've done the other Tsums, you'll probably be fine. But if this is like the first design of mine you're making, I don't know if this is going to be the best tutorial. I'm also going to kind of expect you to already know the basic stitches, so like increasing, decreasing, all that, as well as kind of how I explain increasing and stuff, so like how I say increase every other, or like increase every third. It's definitely going to be easier for you if you already know how I do all that. Also, I did a video on this channel sort of recently, on how to read my patterns, and because of the amount of color placement in this one, it might be helpful to read the pattern while also watching the video. So I think that video could be helpful for you too, is just how to read my patterns, because there is a lot of color placement and that's like very pattern heavy-ish. I mean, I'm going to be showing you how to do it, but also just an extra little helpful thing. But yeah. So I think that's all I had to say. I just wanted to forewarn you guys about the color placement and stuff, just because I don't want anyone to get confused. I will be trying my best to explain to the best of my ability, but yeah. Sorry, I had to get my notebook because I forgot it. So as always, the pattern will be in the description, but we are going to get started. So for Queen Bee, you're going to need whatever colors you want for her. I basically just use yellow, black, pastel yellow for her hair, and then peach for her, like, her face. You can use whatever colors you want. You can switch up her outfit however you feel. But this is just what I used. I did use blue pony beads because her mask is black, so it's kind of like Cat Noir, where I gave him, like, colored eyes, because Chloe has colored eyes. Also, this is, not, I don't know if, I don't want to spoil anyone's miraculous watching, but this is Queen Bee. No, not Queen Bee. Chloe as Queen Bee. So this is Queen Bee, not other things. Also, if any of you spoil Miraculous for me, I'm gonna be so upset. I haven't seen the last 3 episodes of season 4, so just don't tell me any Miraculous spoilers, because I just haven't had a chance to watch the last couple episodes because we watched them with my cousin. It's a whole thing. Anyways, so I'm gonna be using all the exact same colors today, so peach, black, yellow, pastel yellow, and then yellow. You're also gonna need a hook. I'll be using my double-ended hook today. This is just my favorite hook. You can just use a regular Rainbowloom hook, crochet hook, whatever you like. You're also going to need a C-clip or something to mark your rows with. I always use my C-clip. And yeah, and just some beads, or you can even just use bands for eyes. If you just wrap a band 4 times around your hook and then pull a band through, it'll work the same. But I'm going to be using these pony beads that I have. Okay, so like I said, I think we're just going to get into it. I am expecting this to be a long tutorial because there is a lot going on in this pattern. But yeah. So the first thing is, let's just put the beads with some bands. You're going to want to put the eyes on yellow bands. And usually with pony beads, I can just squish the band through the bead, so I don't need a string. Like that. But yeah, we're going to want to put them on yellow ones. Like that. And then I guess we'll make the legs before we start as well. So to make the legs, we're going to need some black, And some yellow. So the legs are basically just a tripled cap band with 4 stitches in it, and then 2 of the stitches are black and 2 of the stitches are yellow. But I'll show you how to do that. Okay, let me focus. There we go. So like I said, we're going to wrap a band 3 times around our hook. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to pull a band through everything on your hook. Both ends back on. And then you'll push the back loop over the front loop. Then you're going to go back through the cap band. You're going to pull a band through just the cap band, so not this last loop. Put both ends back on your hook. Push the back one over the front one, and then push the loop from last time over as well. So we just did 2 stitches in black, and the last 2 stitches for this leg, they're going to be in yellow. So we're just going to do the same thing, it's just now we're doing it in yellow. So you'll pull this band through just the cap band, both ends back on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and then push the loop from last time over as well. We do that one more time. So all we did is we just did a cap band, like a tripled cap band with 4 stitches in it. So if we count backwards, we should have 4 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And now that we've made sure we have 4 loops, instead of going into the cap band, we're going to go in through this first loop here. And we're going to pull a black band through everything on our hook. And usually, sometimes this will slide off, so what I'll do is I'll put both ends on my hook, and I'll push the back one over the front one, and I don't really pull it tight, I just pull it a little bit just so it can hold it, because sometimes the legs fall apart, so it's just better to do it like this. So we are going to want 4 legs, so you just have to repeat this 3 more times so we have 4 legs, but you're going to want 2 of the bands you pull through to be black, so I'm going to do another one with a black band pulled through, and then the last 2 are going to have yellow bands pulled through. So I'm going to pause, I'll make the rest of the legs, and I'll show you what I mean by what band colors you want, so yeah. Okay, so I finished the legs, so this is what I meant. So you're going to want to have 2 with yellow bands, and then 2 with black. Like that. So we just did the same thing a bunch of times. The only thing that's different is just what band you pull through at the end. And yeah, so we're going to set these legs aside for now. Also, I just realized I still have polish on this fingernail. I thought I didn't have to, because I always try to remove my polish so my nails don't look nasty. But I just completely forgot, and I just noticed when I went like that there's still polish on that nail. Oops. It's fine though. I'm not gonna stop filming just to take it off. I forgot it was even there. Okay, but we're going to get started on the main part of Queen Bee now. So we start with the mask, so we start here, and then we just work our way back. If you've made my other Tsums, like I said, we have a couple miraculous Tsums on this channel already. It's the same way we make the mask, it's just the color placement's different. Like, honestly, the color placement on Queen Bee is kind of tough, but we'll be okay. So we're going to start, and you're going to want to start with black, or whatever color you want for her mask, but for me that is black. And we're going to do a tripled cap band again with 4 stitches in it. But we're basically going to be alternating between doing black stitches and peach stitches. So first we're going to wrap this band 3 times around our hook. So 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, my camera's falling. Not cooperating. I should have paused, but oh well. But once you have your band wrapped 3 times around your hook, you're going to pull a peach band, so not the mask color, we're going to get a peach color, and you're going to pull it through everything on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and then we're going to go back through the cap band, and now we're going to pull a black band through everything on our hook because we're flipping colors. So normally you only pull it through just the cap band, but because we're flipping colors, we're going to pull it through everything on our hook, and then put the back one over the front one. Then we'll go back through the cap band again. We'll pull a band through everything on our hook because we're flipping colors to peach again. Then you put the back one over the front one. Then we're going to go through the cap band one more time. And we'll be flipping back to black. So we'll pull a band through everything on our hook. Push the back one over the front one. So you should have 4 stitches at this point, and it's really easy to tell if you have 4 stitches because you should have 2 peach and then 2 black. And once we've done that, we're going to go into the first peach loop here, And you've probably guessed it, we're switching back to peach. So whatever you have for your skin color, you're going to pull it through everything on your hook. And then you're going to push the back one over the front one. And we'll be putting a C-clip on this one. Where'd my C-clip go? Oh, it's right here. I also just want to say, we literally slip stitch every single time we flip colors for this whole pattern, except for in one spot. And I will tell you where that one spot is when we get there. But literally, if we flip colors, I always forget to say, but we're going to slip stitch every single time we flip colors for this whole pattern. There is literally one spot where we don't, and it's near where we put the eye, so I'll tell you when we get to that. But yeah, if I forget to say it, we slip stitch every single time we flip colors. Okay. So after we do that, we are going to be increasing everything, and basically this first increase is going to be peach, and then the second increase will be black, and then peach, and then black. So basically, if it's peach, the increase will be peach. If it's black, the increase will be black. So this loop already has one stitch in it, so we're going to go back in and do another, that way it's an increase. Like that. And then, now that we finished increasing on this first one, we're going to go to the second one, and we're going to switch to black. So this increase will be black. I feel like I could zoom in a little more. So yeah, we'll pull the band through everything on our hook because we're flipping colors. Then push the back one over the front one. Because we're increasing, we go back in, do another stitch. Like that. So that's an increase. So we're going to move on to the next one. And you probably guessed, we're slip stitching back to peach, so we'll pull it through everything on our hook. Then push the back one over the front one. Then we go back in. We do another stitch. And then for this last one, we're going to slip stitch back to black. So we'll pull it through everything on our hook. Back one over the front one. Go back in. Just do a single stitch. And then you should be at the one with a C-clip on it, so we'll slip stitch back to peach, so you pull the band through everything on our hook. And then push the back one over the front one, and we'll move our C-clip up onto this one. So we should be at 8 loops now. It might be a little weird to count, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like that. So as you can tell, I'm kind of not explaining how to increase or anything. I think I'm just going to continue doing this for the rest of the pattern, because if I'm trying to explain how to increase and everything on top of the color placement in this pattern, this tutorial is going to be a disaster. So I'm not going to focus on that too much. I'm just expecting you to know how to increase, decrease, and basically all the terms I use. I said this in the intro. I'm just repeating myself again. So like right now we're going to be increasing every other. I'm not really going to be explaining what that is. I'm going to be focusing more on the color placement, also because we have a lot going on this row. So, like I said, we're going to be increasing every other, and we are also going to be adding the eyes this row. So you're going to want to get your eyes. We're also going to be adding some yellow as well as the black, and we still have peach, so lots going on. So the eyes are going to go on the 3rd and then the 7th. And then we're going to be putting yellow on some stitches, and things get complicated, so I'm just going to show you how to do it rather than tell you. But the pattern is in the description, and it does say exactly where I put everything, so yeah. But I'm just going to show you as we go, because this row's a little weird. So we're increasing every other, so this was our single stitch, so the next one will be an increase. So the first half of this increase we're going to do in peach. Like that. And then the second stitch is going to be in yellow. So we're going to slip stitch to flip to yellow. Like that. And that's also an increase. And then the next stitch is where we're going to put our eye. So you're going to get your eye. And you'll just pull it through. You'll basically just make a stitch with the eye band. Like that. And then in the next loop, we'll be doing an increase again because we're increasing every other. So we just did our single stitch with our eye band. So the next one's an increase. And the first half of this increase is going to be black. And then the second stitch for the increase is going to be in peach. So we're going to slip stitch to black. Then the second stitch for the increase, we are going to slip stitch to peach, like that. And the next one will just be a single stitch in peach, like that. And then once again, the first half of this increase will be peach, and then the second half will be black. So we'll slip stitch to black, like that. That was our increase. So the next one's going to have our eye band, and this is the one spot in the whole pattern where we do not slip stitch. So when we put the eye band in, we are technically flipping to yellow, but every time I slip stitched with the eye band, it just looked funky. So this is the one spot in the whole pattern. We're not going to slip stitch. We're just going to do a regular single stitch and put the eye band on. So once again, the next one is going to be an increase. The first half of the increase is going to be yellow. And then the second half will be peach, so we'll slip stitch to peach. And then you should be at the one with a C-clip on it. So we'll make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it, and this is in peach, of course. And then we'll move our C-clip up. So after that last row, we should be at 12 loops. So if we count, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it should be looking something like this. Like that. So for the next row, we're going to be increasing every third, as well as we're going to be adding a little bit more of the mask color in. This row is a bit confusing too. I do have the exact spots, like I said, marked in the description, but I'm kind of just going to show you how I do it. And I'll just show you where to place everything. So I'm just double checking my pattern. Hold up, let me pause so I can just read it through. Okay, I read my pattern through, I got it. So like I said, we're increasing every third. And yeah. So this is our first stitch, so the next one's going to be our second, so we'll just do a single stitch in peach. And then on this third loop here, we're going to do an increase, and the first half of the increase is going to be in yellow, and then the second half will be in black. So basically just the first stitch will be in yellow, and we slip stitch because we're flipping colors. The second half will be in black, and we slip stitch again because we're flipping to black. And then in the next one, the next loop, it'll be black as well. And we just increase, so this is just a single stitch. And then the next one, we're going to flip back to peach. And this one's also just a single stitch. Like that. So we just did 2 single stitches, one in black and one in peach. And then the next one, because we're increasing every third, it'll be an increase in peach. Then we're going to do a single stitch. I need to pick up more peach. I'm sorry, I'm just picking up some bands. But we'll do a single stitch in peach. Then another single stitch in the color. Well, in peach. And then on this one, we're going to do an increase in black. And both of the stitches for the increase are going to be black. So increase. And then increase. Well, just 2 stitches. And then the next stitch, we're going to flip to yellow. So do a single stitch in yellow. And then we're going to flip back to peach. So we'll just slip stitch to peach. And then this last one will be an increase in peach. And then you should be at the one with the C-clip on it, so you'll make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it and move it up. Like that. So now Queen Bee should be looking something like this. Looking pretty good. And I hope that wasn't too confusing the last row. I mean, I could tell you like specific stitches where I put it, like how I count it. But I feel like for this row it just gets very confusing. Plus, if you want that, you can check the description and I have that. So, yeah. But if we count around, we should be at 16 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like that. So for the next row, it's an easy row. We're just going to do a row. That was our last of our increasing. So the next 9 rows are just going to be single stitches all the way around. And at the end of each of these rows, you should still be at 16 loops. So no more increasing for a while or decreasing. We're just going to do 9 rows of single stitches, 9 rows normal, whatever. And I am going to be on camera for all these rows because there's a lot of color placement that goes on. But for the first row of single stitches, it's just going to be all whatever your skin color is. So, yeah. I'm just picking up some peach bands. You know, I think that of all the miraculous Tsums I've made so far, I don't know if I said this already, but this queen bee is definitely my favorite. Maybe it's just because she's so yellow, but I just love how this one turned out. Like, she turned out so good. And we're just doing single stitches all the way around, which is why I'm just talking, because we just have to go around doing single stitches in peach. So, not much going on this row. There's like 2 rows in this whole pattern where it's like super easy. And then the rest is like insane color placement. Especially like once we get to the stripes, it's like so specific. And the thing is with the mask is I did have like, put the black on like the 3rd stitch. But I think for how, like, explaining it, that would have been worse than if I just showed you where to put it and then just have the pattern in the description with which specific stitch it is on. So I hope you didn't get confused with the mask. Usually for my miraculous Tsums, the mask is the worst part, but for her, I feel like that was pretty easy. I feel like the stripes, when we get to where her stripes are, that's the hard part, but I will explain to the best of my ability so your queen bee hopefully turns out okay. But yeah. This is definitely my favorite of all the miraculous Tsums I've made so far. So we have Carapace, Cat Noir, Rain of Rouge, and Ladybug, and yeah, Queen Bee's definitely my fave. Even though Queen Bee's like not my favorite in the show, she's just like my favorite right now. Well, just the favorite of the Tsums I've made. Okay, so once you get to the one with the C-clip on it, so that one, we're gonna switch to Pastel Yellow for her hair. You can use whatever color you want for her hair. I'm just using Pastel Yellow because I used it for all of my Queen Bees, so we're just sticking with it. But once you get to the C-clip, you'll just do a single stitch, but we're just slip stitching to Pastel Yellow. Like that. And then we'll move our C-clip up onto this band. So for this next row, we are going to be, what are we doing? We're just going to be doing some Pastel Yellow on top for her hair, and then underneath on her neck we'll still be using peach. So this row, all we're going to be doing is we're just going to start placing some of the hair. And we don't place like these hair flaps until the end, but I do like to put a little bit of hair underneath just so you can't see like the skin. I don't know. I like to give her a hairline just cause. I think it would look weird if I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to put Pastel Yellow on the 1st through the 3rd. So for this one and the next 2. And then we're going to do peach across the bottom until we hit the 11th. Hold up. Yeah, until we hit the 11th loop. And then from the 11th through to the end is going to be the Pastel Yellow. So I'll show you how we do that. So this is the 1st. And so 1st through the 3rd is Pastel Yellow. So 2, 3, and then after we do those 3 stitches, we're going to slip stitch back to peach. So let me pick up some peach. So we're going to slip stitch back to peach. And then this is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, And you're gonna know if you're at the 10 loop if you just count backwards. So we'll start by counting the one on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? Did I go too far? Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, if you count backwards and you have 10 loops to the C-clip, you're in the right spot. So then on the next one, we're gonna switch back to Pastel Yellow. So we'll slip stitch back to Pastel Yellow. And then the rest of the way is just Pastel Yellow until we hit the C-clip. Yeah. Also, like I said, I just keep repeating myself in case anyone's confused, but we're not increasing or decreasing, we're just doing single stitches. So, like I said, focusing on the color placement. And once you get to the one with the C-clip, you're just going to make a stitch on the one that has the C-clip on it, and we'll move it up, but I ran out of Pastel Yellow bands. And we'll just move it up. Like that. Now she has hair. Okay, so that's it for that row. Like I said, if you count around, you're still at 16 loops. I'm not going to count around because I don't feel like it. So we're going to get started on the next row. Okay, I'm just reading my pattern, I'm sorry. So we're going to be adding our legs this row. So you're going to want to get 2 of your legs, and you're going to want to get the 2 that have the black loops at the end. So we need those 2. And we're not going to be using Peach anymore. So we're going to be using, so she has like this line of black right here. So that's what we're going to start doing. And we're still going to be adding some hair on top. So we're going to need black, pastel yellow, basically, and the legs. So once again, we're going to start just with the pastel yellow. We're going to do pastel from the 1st through the 3rd. So the first 3 loops are going to be in pastel yellow. So like that. So 1, 2, 3 in pastel yellow. Also, if I'm going a little fast, just remember you can always pause and then catch up with me and then hit play again. This is a video, so you have the luxury of doing that. You don't have to like loom along with me. I know sometimes I just loom a little fast. I try to go slow, but sometimes I get excited and forget. So just a reminder. And I can't read my handwriting. Okay. And once again, we're not going to be adding pastel yellow again until we get to the 11th. So across the bottom here is going to be in black. And the leg is going to go on the 5th and the 9th. So this one's the 4th, so we're just going to do a stitch in black. And we're just going to slip stitch to black. Like that. And then the next loop is going to be the 5th, so that is where our leg goes. So all we're going to do is we're going to undo this stitch we did. That's why I didn't tie them super tight at the top, just so we can undo it. And then we're just going to use this band to make a stitch with the one that has a leg on it. Like that. And then, so this is the 5th, and then on the 9th is where the other leg goes, so I believe we do 3 stitches. So this will be the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, yeah. So we just did 3 black single stitches after we placed our leg. And now we're going to place our other leg because this one's the 9th. And we'll just, once again, undo this band. And then we'll pull it through. Both ends back on our hook. We just tie it in. And then this one's the 10th, so it's still going to be in black. And then the next one is yellow, so we know it's the 11th, but it is the 11th. So we're going to switch to back to pastel yellow. And we're just going to do the rest of the way until we get to the one with the C-clip on it in pastel yellow. So once we get to the one with the C-clip on it, we are not going to be still using pastel yellow. We are going to flip to regular yellow, so you're going to want to get that. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear the air condition. It just turned on. Or turned off. I'm honestly not sure. But yeah. So we'll slip stitch because we're flipping to regular yellow. and then move our C-clip up. So this is how it should look after this row. You should have basically yellow on top, black on the bottom, and then our 2 legs. It also should be looking something like this. Yeah. For a second I thought her legs are crooked, but no, they're right. So it should be looking something like this. Let's add her nose right now. I like to add her nose before I close her up because then sometimes I forget. So to do her nose, you're going to take 2 black bands, wrap them 4 times around your hook. So 2, 3, 4. Then you just get a black band, pull it through everything like that. And then where I put the nose is kind of simple. So we have our cat band right here. I like to come up through the, like just like in, like right over the cat band on either side. Like that. And then I pull it so that way it's around the cat band. Oop. Trying to make sure you guys can kind of see what I did. But basically, the cat band's underneath. And I just went on either side of it and pulled it in to the back. Like that. See? It's around the cat band. You can kind of barely see that. But it's around where the cat band is. And then I just kind of slip stitch. And I don't pull this super tight because I've noticed then it kind of makes the face look a little weird. So then I'll just go through some stitches on the inside here. And take another black band. Pull it through everything. And then slip knot this one super tight so it just holds and stays. There we go. Yeah, but basically all I do is I just go around. So you can see that there's a 4 stitches. So it's 1, 2. And then there's 3, 4 on top. And I kind of just put it around there. Okay, but the next row is the last easy row for this. Well, not the last easy row. I mean, it gets easy at the end when we close it up. But the last row before we start doing the stripes. So we're just going to do a row in just all yellow. Just a row of single yellow stitches, basically. My stitch kind of undid. So we got to fix that. But yeah. So we're just going to do a row around in yellow. You know, one of the things I have been shopping for recently, or I'm trying desperately to find, is I'm trying to get a camera for my channel finally. I don't know if I've mentioned this in another video. I always forget what I say on camera or in tutorials because I'm always just talking. But I'm finally gonna buy a camera for this channel, and I feel like it's. I mean, I was always on the fence about buying a camera because I'm like, that is a big investment because cameras tend to be around $500, and you know, if I wasn't gonna stick to doing tutorials, it was not worth it to buy it. But I've been doing tutorials for, let's see, I started in 2017, so we're in 2022, so it's been about 5 years, and I'm still making them, and I have more I want to make, so I think it's about time we get a camera. So I've been saying so a lot, but yeah, I'm finally gonna get one. And the thing is, I'm trying to buy the one because I found the one I want. It's a Canon camera, and it's kind of small, and it looks like it'll be good for what I want to use it for. But I'm trying to get it secondhand because it's like usually $650, but I do not want to pay that much. I'm trying to see if I can get it secondhand for like $350, which is still expensive, but it's not $600, that's for sure. So yeah, I just think it's about time that we upgrade on this channel. And I'm super excited for whenever I get my camera. I feel like there's going to be a couple, like there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve with the camera once I get it, but it'll be worth it. So once you get to the C-clip, you'll just make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it, and we're going to move it up. Sorry, I had to pause to drink water because my voice is dying. We've hit the point in the tutorial where my voice feels like it's going. I always end up filming tutorials the day after I work too, and I end up yelling a lot at work because we have to call out people's orders. My voice is starting to die. Anyways, So for the next row, we are going to be adding black on specific stitches. And the reason why I have my notebook here is just so I can show you what specific stitches we're putting them on. Because I feel like if I just say it, you guys are going to get confused. So we're going to be putting black on the 4th, the 7th, the 11th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 16th. So we're on row 5 right now. And you can tell because I have row 4 yellow. Ignore my scribbly handwriting, but if you want to see this written out better, pattern is in the description. But yeah. So this row we're going to be putting the black on the 4th, 7th, 11th, 13th, 14th, and 16th. And I'm going to leave this like in the corner of your screen so you can kind of see where we're putting it while we do this. So basically, if it isn't black, it's going to be yellow. That's why I only wrote down what stitches we're putting the black on, because the rest of this is just, she's just yellow. So if it's not black, it's yellow at this point. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do it so you can see both. You might want to have to check the description, but I'll try to leave it right there so you can kind of see it. So like I said, we're going to be putting the black on the 4th stitch. So the first 3 are just going to be single stitches in yellow. So 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. So the next one's the 4th, and this one's going to be in black. And we're still slip stitching every single time we flip colors. So this is the 4th, so the next one's the 5th, and we're just going to do yellow. So the 5th and the 6th are in yellow, and then the 7th is in black. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I always question it, but no, it's right. So the 7th will be in black, so we just did this one, so 4, 5, 6. Next one's the 7th. Slip stitch to black. And then the next one we put black on is the 11th. So this was the 7th, so the next one's the 8th. So 8, and we slip stitch, of course. So that's 8, 9, 10. Like that. So the next one's the 11th, so once again we'll be slip stitching to black. So that's the 11th. The 12th is going to just be yellow. We'll slip stitch to yellow. And then the 13th and the 14th are in black, so we're going to slip stitch to black. That. So these two are black. And then the next one is going to be just yellow. And then the very last one will be black again. So the 15th was black. No, this is the 16th. So this is the 14th, 15th was yellow, 16th was black. And then you should be at the C-clip. And on the one with the C-clip on it, we're actually going to be, it's going to be black. So we're just going to do a black stitch on this one. So we'll just do a stitch in black. And you'll move your C-clip up onto this one. So it should look something like this. It looks a little weird right now and it does not make sense. But yeah, and you should still be at 16 loops. Sorry, my camera was about to time out. So that's pretty much it for this row. It's kind of hard to show you exactly where everything is, but it should be looking a little something like this. And I just take my hook out so that way you can see better. You guys should not be taking your hook out. Yeah, so we're now in row 6 now. So the black is going to go on the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, the 6th, the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, and the 15th. It's a lot of stitches. So if you want to see this, again, it's in the description, but I'm going to leave it right there so that way you guys can kind of see it. And so the first one is technically the one that has a C-clip on it, and that's why we did this one black already. So the next one that's going to be black is the 3rd. Is that right? I keep questioning my pattern. I should just trust it. So the next stitch will be yellow, so we'll slip stitch back to yellow. And then the next one will be black. So the 3rd and the 4th are black, so the next 2 stitches are black. So we slip stitch to black. We just do a regular stitch in black. And then the next one, which is the 5th, is going to be yellow. So we're going to slip stitch back to yellow. Like that. And then the next 2 stitches are going to be in black. Because this is the 6th and the 7th. So they are in black. So 6th, 7th. And then the next one's going to be yellow. And then this one will be black. So if you're wondering where we are, this was the 6th and the 7th. So the 8th is yellow. The 9th is black, so we're right here. So that's the 9th. So the 10th is yellow, so we're going to slip stitch back to yellow. Then the 11th is black, so we slip stitch to black. And the 12th is yellow. And the 13th is going to be black. And the 14th will be yellow. And then the 15th will be black. So this whole top part, we're kind of alternating. So this one's the 6th. This is the 16th, and you can tell because it's right before the C-clip. And this one's yellow. Then once you get to the one with the C-clip on it, I'm just going to make a stitch in yellow and move our C-clip up. So that was a lot of color placement, but basically, if in the pattern, if it's not black, like I said, it's yellow. And it should be starting to look a little something like this. This. It's looking pretty good. So now we're on row 7. So this row, it's going to be on the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 9th, the 11th, the 14th, and the 16th. So a lot of black and yellow flipping again. But we are almost done. There's only 2 rows left after this with the black placement. And I don't think it's too bad, but you might be like, Ginger, this is awful. But it's worth it. I mean, Queen Bee looks fabulous, so totally worth it. So once again, we're going to start. Our first black one will be on the 3rd, so this is the 1st. The next one's the 2nd, so that one will also be in yellow. If my camera would focus, my god. So, 1st, this is the 2nd. And then this one's the 3rd, so the 3rd. So the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are yellow, so the next 4 stitches are not yellow, black. See, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, they're all black. So the next 4 stitches are going to be black. So all across the bottom here, the next 4 are going to be in black. Okay. And then this next one's the 7th, so it's going to be in yellow. So the 7th and the 8th are in yellow. And the reason why I know the 7th and the 8th are in yellow is just because I know the next one that's black is the 9th. So this is 7, 8. So the next one is 9, so we're going to slip stitch to black. And then 10 is yellow, so we're going to slip stitch back to yellow. And then 11 is black, so we slip stitch back to black. And then the next black band is not till the 14th, so this was 11, so this is 12, 13, 14, wait, 14? Yeah, 14 is black, so we just did 2 stitches in yellow. This is 14, so it's going to be in black. Then 15 is in yellow. And then 16 is in black. And you can tell it's a 16 loop because it's the one right before the C-clip. And then once you get to the one with the C-clip on it, you're just going to make a stitch in yellow. And we're slip stitching because we're changing from black. And we move our C-clip up. So this row should look something like this. I hope you're not too confused. I know there's a lot of color flipping, but I don't think it's too bad. So we need to turn to the next page. Let's see how this one is. It's going to be harder to show you this one because I have all my wild writing at the bottom half of this page. But for row 8, we're going to be putting black on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 9th, 11th, 13th, and 15th. So I'll keep this here so you can see it. But once again, so our first one's on the 3rd through the 5th, so let me slide that out of the way. So this is 1, this is 2. So then the 3rd through the 5th, so the next 3 stitches are in black, and I'm out of black again. My god. Gotta get some black. Okay. I'm really trying to just not show you my awful handwriting. Yeah. So like I said, the next 3 stitches are going to be in black. This is... So the next 3. So this is the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 5th are in black. And then until we don't add black until the 9th, and we know that one's the 9th right there, so we're just going to do yellow until we hit this one. And I need more yellow bands now. My gosh. So we pretty much just do yellow until we hit the next black loop. And then this black loop right here, we know it's the 9th, so that one, we're going to slip stitch back to black. And then the 10th is yellow, so 10 is yellow, so we're going to slip stitch back to yellow. 11th is in black, so we slip stitch back to black. And then 12, so this is 12, is in yellow. 13 is black, so slip stitch back to black. And then 14 is yellow. And then 15 we slip stitch back to black. Accidentally let go of it. Like that. And then the rest of the way is just going to be yellow. And when we hit the C-clip, it's yellow. So we move it up. And that is it for this row. So it should be looking something like this. She's getting all her yellow spots. That. So we are on row, what are we on row? We're on row 9. So we're going to be adding the legs on the 2nd and the 6th. And then black goes on the 3rd, 4th, 9th, 11th, 12th, and 14th. And like I said, you can see this in the description too. I'm just showing you all my notebooks so that way if you don't look in the description, you can still see it. Okay, I picked up some bands. So this is the last row with a lot of black adding and stuff, like with the black spots. And we're going to need our legs. So the legs go on the 2nd and the 6th. Okay. So basically, this is the first, so the next one's already going to have a leg, so this one's going to have a leg. So we'll just undo that slip knotted band. Then we'll use this band to tie our leg in. Well, we just make a stitch with the one that has a leg on it. And then the 3rd and the 4th are black, so the next 2 loops are going to be black. Sorry. My black bands were far away. So the next 2 are going to be in black, so we'll slip stitch to black. And the next one's going to be black as well. I'm sorry, I'm reading my pattern. So the next one's the 5th, and this one's just going to be yellow. And then the next one's the 6th, so our leg will be going on this one. Once again, we just undo the slip knotted band, and then use this band to make a stitch. Like that. And once again, the black will be on the 9th, so until we hit this black band, it's just going to be yellow. Then once we get to this black band, we're going to slip stitch to black. I'm almost dropping stuff. And the next one, 10, is going to be yellow. So we'll slip stitch to yellow. And then 11 is black. And then the 12th loop is black as well, so this one's also black. And then 13 is yellow. And then 14 is going to be black. And then the rest of the way is just yellow. And we slip stitch. Once you get to the C-clip, you're just going to make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it and move it up. Okay, so that is the last of the complicated black color adding. I hope I explained that well and it wasn't too bad, but that's pretty much it. So for the next row, we're going to start decreasing every third. Also, this is kind of the bit that's a little bit different than other Tsum Tsums, because usually I stop after 8 rows of single stitches, but I did 9 for this one, and then I kind of decreased quicker because of how like the color placement was. When I was trying to decrease and place colors, it was just a disaster, and I didn't want to do it. So Queen Bee has 9 rows of single stitches, which is one more than the other ones, but because of how I decreased, she's actually pretty much about the same size as the rest of my Tsum Tsums. Why am I picking up Pastel Yellow? We need regular yellow. So for the next row, we're going to be decreasing every third, and we're going to do one last black stitch right here in the middle on top. But that's the only stitch we do for this row in black. So we're going to just decrease every third, and then once we get to the top right here, we'll do one stitch in black. So this row is pretty simple. And I'm picking up some bands. You know, I've been also brainstorming like other characters for Miraculous I can do. I know some people said they would like me to do Myura. I'll probably do Myura. And I kind of want to do a Hawkmoth, but also Hawkmoth is a rat. So, yeah. And I also just want to remind everybody, I have not seen the last 3 episodes of Miraculous. If any of you spoil me in the comments, I will be so upset. But basically we wait to watch Miraculous with my cousin, which is why I haven't seen the last 3 episodes. So, yeah. Anyways, like I said, we're going to be decreasing every third, so we're going to do 2 single stitches, and then a decrease, and we just do this all the way around. So we just do 2 single stitches, and then a decrease. We do 1, 2, and usually a decrease lands right here on the top, where we were supposed to put that last black stitch. So right here on the top, this one's going to be a decrease. And we're going to do it in black. It's completely by chance that the decrease landed there. But I was like, oh my god, that's so perfect when I was doing this design. Because it really just adds, I don't know. But 1, 2. And then this is a decrease. And then once you get to the C-clip, you'll just make a stitch on the one that has a C-clip on it and move it up. So if you count around, you should be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you should be at 13 loops, I think. I'm going to have to double count that. Hold up. Sorry, I forgot to write down how many we had at the end, so I have to get the numbers so I can put them in the description. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13. I'm just double counting. So we're going to decrease every third again for the next row, and we're done adding black for the rest of her. The rest of this is just going to be in yellow. So, yeah. That was it for the black. So now we're just going to decrease every third again. So, it's 2. And we decrease. We just do 2 single stitches and then a decrease. I'm not really explaining because we decreased every third last row and we're just doing it again, so I'm hoping you know what to do. Really, once we finish adding the black, she comes together really quickly because the hair and everything, once we finish her up, It's like super quick to do. And then once again, once you get to the C-clip, you just make a stitch on the one that has the C-clip on it. And we're going to move it up. So if you count around now, you should be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should be at 9. And right now is when you're going to want to stuff it. So you're going to want to get whatever you want for stuffing. Usually I use cotton balls, but for Tsum Tsums, I really like to use polyfill. To me, like, I use polyfill on this one. It just makes them squishier, and I like that. I did use cotton balls on this queen bee, and she looks just fine. I like using polyfill for Tsum Tsum, so I'm just going to stuff her. You can use whatever, though. I've literally used napkins to stuff Loomigurumi things before. Whatever you have works, but I will be using polyfill. And I'm stuffing her off camera because it's always such a hard, like, it's so hard to stuff on camera all the time. Okay, I don't want to overstuff her. Okay, I think she needs a little bit more stuffing. I really should have paused, but, you know, it's fine. There we go. So once you finish stuffing, you'll just put your hook back in. And now we're just going to decrease every other. So every other stitch we do is going to be a decrease. So this is a single stitch, so the next one will be a decrease. So we're just alternating between doing a single stitch and a decrease. This is a single stitch. This one's a decrease. We're going to do a single stitch. I'm going to decrease. And I need to pick up some more yellow. I've used almost a whole pack of yellow making all of these queen bees. I made quite a few though. Then once you get to the one with the C-clip on it, you'll just make a stitch. And at this point, you can just take the C-clip out. And you should be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should be at 6 loops. But now we're just going to decrease everything until it's closed. So we're just going to decrease until we can't decrease anymore. So once you have the last possible decrease you can do up on your hook, you're just going to pull a band through everything on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and pull tight. And then we'll just hide our tail into our Tsum. I snagged something. Oh, well, that's okay. Tucked itself in. Then I kind of just give her a good squish. And there we go. Did I forget to slip stitch on that one? No, I did. I don't know why it looked a little funky there. No, we're good. We're good. I don't know. That black band, like, really looked... No, you can see it like that in all of them. It's just how it is. But yeah. So this is how she should look right now. She is looking a little bald, though, so we need to give her some hair. So we're going to want to get some pastel yellow. And her hair is really easy to do. I guess because of, like, Cat Noir and what's Reine de Rouge. They have ears. So to me, she comes together really quickly once we close her up, because now we just have to do the hair. Okay. So to do the hair, basically we're just going to make these two flaps first that are in the front right here. Oh, you can't see. So we're going to do these two flaps first, and then we just add some hair on for the ponytail. That's basically it. Kind of simple to how we did all of the Tsum Tsums. I don't know. But what we're going to do first is we are going to do a triple cap band, and then we're going to chain up 3, right? Yes, right. So we're going to wrap a band 3 times around our hook. We're going to pull a band through that whole cap band. And then, well, we just chained up 1. I don't know what I was going with there. And then we're going to chain up 2 more. So 1, 2. So you should have, oh my god, why does it look blurry? But you should have the cap band and then 3 chains. And we're going to pull a band through this top one, put both ends back on our hook, push the back one over the front one, and pull kind of tight, just tight enough so it holds it. And then we're going to come back down to the bottom here. And we're going to put 2 stitches into this cap band. So 1, and then 2, So after you do 2 stitches in the cap band, we're going to go into the first chain here. And we're going to put 2 stitches in this chain. So 1 and then 2. And then we'll put 2 stitches in the next chain as well. I don't know why this one's not cooperating. What happened? It looks weird. Oh, there we go. It got all twisted. But we'll put 2 stitches in this next chain as well. So 1, 2. And then once we get to this top chain, we're just going to loosen this stitch on top a little bit. And then we'll put it on our hook, and then we'll just push the back one over the front one. And then we're going to put 2 stitches in this chain. So it's technically 3 stitches that's in this top one because we had that one that was already here. So let me show you. So you should have 2 stitches in the bottom, 2 stitches in this one, 2 stitches in this one. And then you can tell that there's 3 stitches in this one. Then we're just going to go back in through the loop, pull a band through everything. And I usually just use this band to tie into her head. So we're going to get our queen bee. I'm going to come right here. And we're just going to tie it in. And usually I don't have to tie her hair in too much. I'll tie in the top part. Then I'll just like stretch her hair out so it comes like that. Go back through this cap band. And then usually I'll just go wherever it lays. So I want the hair to look like that. So I'll just go through right here. And we just tie it in. So we're going to want to make another one of these for the other side. So we're just going to repeat that again. So I'll just do this quick with speed and less explaining. So we'll just do that exact same thing we did again. My voice is really getting tired of talking. We've hit that point. I really should never film tutorials the day after I work because my voice is usually tired from work anyways. And then I have to talk for an hour straight because I'm making a tutorial. So we just put 2 bands in the cap band. Oh, this is how I usually make it, by the way. So I'll put 2 bands in the cap band. And this is just an alternate way to do the thing we just did. Then I'll chain up 1. I'll put 2 stitches in the chain. And then I'll chain up 1 again. And I'm doing the same thing I showed you how we just did. It's just this is an alternate way to do it. But I find the other way is more easy to explain than whatever kind of whack craziness I'm doing right now. And then in this top chain we put 3. But yeah, it's the same thing as we did before. It's just, I find it's faster this way. I'm telling you guys, I loom so weird off camera. I always try to loom, well, slower for one. And I don't do anything too weird whenever I'm in tutorials. That way you guys aren't like, what the heck is she doing? But yeah. So, it's the same thing. There's 2 stitches in all of them. And then the last one has 3. Then we'll just go through. Pull a band through. And then we'll tie this into her head. So, come right. I'm going to tie this one right here. Just tie it in. And I usually don't tuck the tails in until I'm happy with where the hair is. And then once again, we'll come to this bottom part. Just find wherever it kind of wants to be. Right here. We'll just tie it in. Like that. Usually I don't have to tie it anywhere else except for this middle. See, like this middle on this one for whatever reason is not happening. So I'll just go through this bit and this bit. And I'll just tie them together. Sometimes I have to tie the middles together. I don't have to do it all the time. But sometimes you have to. Yeah, like that. So now we're just going to tuck all the tails in. And this does take a second, but it's kind of better to tuck them in before we do the next step. So just tuck all your tails in. And then we just have to do our ponytail. And we're pretty much done. So I think she comes together really quickly once we finish making her. I swear this tutorial's been so long, I was about to be like, I don't know if I already said this, but I really am thinking of making, what is his name, Viperion, like Luca from Miraculous. I think he would be a fun one to make, as well as, let's see who else. Oh, I love the horse dude, Max's, I always forget his name, but he's like the teleportation horse. I feel like he would be a fun one to do as well. Like, those I think are going to be next if I make more Miraculous characters. And I'm just tucking in the tails off camera because tucking in tails is hard on camera. Okay. So she has bangs now, so the very last thing we need to do is her ponytail. And the ponytail is really simple, so we're just going to get more Pastel Yellow. So basically, we just chain up from her head, and we're going to do 5 in yellow, and then we do 1 in black. So I'll show you, but I need to pick up more yellow. Oh, I'm running out. I have more, but it's in my band case. Okay. Okay. So we're going to come, and I usually just come right behind her bangs in the middle here. Yeah, we'll come right here. And we're just going to chain up 4. So you'll just pull a band through part of her head, and then just chain up 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll just pull a band through everything on your hook, push the back one over the front one, and slip knot. And we're just going to let this hang like this for now. And we're just going to do 5 of these in the general middle area of her head here. There's not an exact spot I go in each time. I do just leave space for a black one in the front because she has this one black streak, so just leave space for that one towards the front. We're just going to do 5 pieces, just like chain up 4 times, and then tie off at the end 5 times. So to make her ponytail. So I've done it twice, so I got to do it 3 more. Go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just tie off at the end. So I need to do 2 more still. And I need more Pastel Yellow. I got more yellow. Okay, let's do these last 2. So I need to do 2 more yellow strands. So, yep. I feel like I'm not explaining much, but this part's pretty straightforward. You literally just chain up 4 from her head. And then tie the end. So we're at 4. I need to do 1 more. Where should I put the last one? We'll put it right here. And I don't put these in the same spot at all every time. I just pick wherever it looks right. There we go. So now I have 4 hair pieces that are sticking up in well, not 4, 5. I have 5 hair pieces that are sticking up in this pastel yellow color. And now we're just going to want to do 1. We're doing the exact same thing, but we're just going to do 1 in the front in black for her hair streak. So I like to put it right in the front. So let's see where her ponytail is. Put it right here. Hold up. It's so hard to see where I'm going through on camera. There we go. So we just do the same thing. We chain up 4 and then we tie the ends. It's just this time it's in black. Tie the end. And that's pretty much it. So now what we're going to want to do is we have all these like tails, and as you can see on these, there's no tails sticking out. So what I do is I get the tail. Let me make sure we're focused. Okay. And I just wrap it around. Hold up, let me take these bands off my finger. And I just wrap it around this last chain, so I'll just hold on to it and wrap it. It's kind of hard to do, but once you get it, you're good. So you kind of have to hold it, and you just wrap it around this last chain. Like that. And we just do this for all of them. It does take a second to do this, but it's not too bad. You just have to really hold the chain you're wrapping it around. But it's okay. And then once it's just tight enough, you don't have to wrap it anymore. So I just do it a couple times. And we're good. And we just do this for all the hair pieces. So just wrap it around that last chain. And it is challenging to do it first, but you'll get the hang of it. I feel like I'm so fast at this because I've already made so many queen bees. There we go. Oh. It is hard to do on camera though. But everything is harder to do on camera. Okay, I only have 2 left to wrap. I was like, should I pause to finish? But I literally have 2 left to wrap, so. Yeah, just make sure you're holding the last chain. I feel like that's the trick if you're having trouble wrapping it around. Just really hold the last chain. There we go. So once they're all wrapped, it should look like this. And then all I do is I get 2 black bands and I wrap them around this clump of thing we made once. And it makes her a ponytail. And I do put this little thing that sticks out because she kind of has one of these. So we're going to get one more black band. One more black band. We're going to go through the ponytail. So just this thing that's holding the hair, or her hair. Basically the 2 black bands we wrapped around. We're going to go through them. We're going to pull this band through. Both ends back on our hook. Push the back one over the front one. And pull tight. And then we're going to get some scissors. Where are my scissors? Oh, there they are. All the way on my bed. We're going to get some scissors. And you're just going to cut this band. And I don't like to leave it super long, so I'll usually just cut it slightly shorter. Won't cut. I hate when bands. Scissors are usually pretty good at cutting bands, but it's not cutting this one. There we go. Just to give her this little sticky out piece. I don't know why. It's just an extra touch. But yeah. And that's it. Your queen bee should be done now. So I hope your queen bee turned out okay. I have a mini army of queen bees now because of how long it took me to get the pattern right. And I had to keep checking. But I hope your queen bee turned out okay. If you make a queen bee, definitely show me on Instagram. I love seeing when you guys make my things. It also really helps me just be like, okay, I explained okay. So yeah, if you make one, show it to me. Like I said, if there's any other miraculous characters you want me to make, let me know. I love miraculous too, so I'm happy to make more. Just please do not spoil me on the rest of this season. I have not finished it, like I said, and I really just want to be surprised with what happens. I have not watched the last 3 episodes, so please no one spoil me. But yeah, I hope your queen bee turned out okay. Like I said, share it with me on Instagram. I will leave my Etsy, Instagram, and all that down in the description if you want to check me out. And in this next coming week, Carapace should be coming. I don't have Carapace with me right now, but if you check the community tab on this channel, I posted a photo of all my miraculous Tsums. And there's already a tutorial for Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Reina. And we're going to have Carapace on this channel in the next coming week. So not directly after this video, but within the next week, you should have Carapace on this channel. So subscribe if you want to see when Carapace comes out. But yeah, I think that is it. So I hope your queen bee turned out okay. I hope you think she looks cute. I tried my best to design a good queen bee. And yeah, I think that is it for this tutorial. I will see you in the next one, which is probably going to be soon, at least hopefully. But bye.